This is a school that only Superman can attend. Students have all kinds of powerful super abilities. The rubber man who ate the rubber fruit. The black beauty who can be separated as fast as lightning flash. There are all kinds of superpowers. Zai Xue is the new student of this term. Parents are the leaders of all superpowers. Dad's strength is amazing. Mom can go from heaven to earth, even with the blessing of such a strong bloodline. He has not yet awakened his superpowers. If this is known to his father, I must feel like I've made a waste wood. So I've been hiding them, but the nightmare is coming. On the first day of admission, we will test the varieties of super ability, and then the shift is divided. The first person on the stage was a stone man. You can lift the car with your bare hands. You deserve to be assigned to the hero class. The second player turned into a mess. Looking at this useless ability, the coach assigned him to the waste wood class. Now it's finally Zai Xue's turn. He quietly explained to the coach that he had no superpowers. But the coach laughed. How can a child who is a leader have no superpowers? You must have inherited your father's power. Then he put down the car. If Zai Xue didn't react fast enough, at this time it has become a meat pie. He shouted that he had no such power. The coach looked puzzled. Suddenly he understood. I know. You inherited your mother's flight. Why didn't you say it earlier? Then the ejection switch is pressed. Zai Xue flew out at a speed of 10 kilometers per second. He fell heavily on the wall. In the hospital, Zai Xue asked the doctor, do you really have no inheritance of any superpowers? The doctor said it was possible, but I don't rule out that you are slow to wake up. May have more powerful ability, but it's too late to say anything now. Homecoming. His parents are waiting for his triumphant return. Zai Xue doesn't know how to speak. They have strong self-esteem. If you knew you had a son like this, what kind of performance will it have? This is a super ability college, and Zai Xue is an outlier. After testing, it does not have any superpowers. As the commander-in-chief, his father was furious when he learned. Shoot the table straight up. In school, the news that Zai Xue has no superpowers has gradually spread. It soon drew ridicule from the public, and in a group of people, Rubberman and Lightning Fat are the most vicious. In the canteen, the Rubberman stretched his arm and tripped Zai Xue. The spilled leftovers were directly put in front of the fireman. This is barbecue. You can tell by the name that he has a hot temper. Besides, Zai Xue's father sent his father to prison. With these two reasons, the fireman immediately attacked him. Zai Xue can only defend himself with a plate, but it was melted by the high temperature in an instant. At the critical moment, he looked to the fire hydrant, but just as I was about to get it, I tripped over the Rubberman and fell to the ground. At a time when there is no way out, his superpowers were awakened. Lift the table. Directly throw the fireman aside. Finally, I didn't forget to wash him with a fire extinguisher. After this battle, men explode overnight at school. From the waste wood class to the hero class. I thought my parents would be happy, but the headmaster has already called in advance. Told Zai Xue to destroy the canteen. Then my father wanted to talk to him alone. He was called to the chamber of secrets. Suddenly, his face changed. Hold your son. Aren't you angry? My son has superpowers. How can I be angry? I'm sorry. You are strong. If your mother asks, I told you that I gave you a hard education and took your game console. Dad, I don't have a game machine. Are you sure? While father and son were celebrating, two villains are watching them on camera. At this time, a huge conspiracy was officially opened. This is a rejuvenation gun. If you're shot by him, you'll look like a baby. In the war a few years ago, Superman's father captured him when he destroyed the villain. Always stored in the secret room. But my own son. But he brought the school flower here for a date. Just as they were about to make out, a figure suddenly appeared behind me. Take away the copper gun. At this time, the boy was still immersed in happiness. I didn't see through this trick. At the party in a few days, Superman Daddy is receiving the award, but the host suddenly changed into armor. He is the biggest villain in the film. His mother also attended this school a few years ago, but they were treated unfairly. I've been incognito for decades just to get revenge. He picked up the stolen gun, turned Daddy into a baby. The whole party turned into purgatory. People fled in all directions, but my companions blocked the whole hall one by one. Not long, the whole hall has become a large maternity room. At this time, the boy also found something wrong. He found it in an ancient book. The school flower has even joined the villain, and he's still holding the baby gun in his hand. He looked back and found that the gun on the shelf had disappeared. He hurried to school. On the other side, the school flower and her men are loading the babies. Just as we were preparing to celebrate, the boy arrived. The two immediately wrestled with each other, but Zai Xue has not fully adapted to his super ability. Gradually fall into the wind and flew out of the window by a flash of lightning. Just when it was about to turn into a meat pie, he also learned his mother's flying skills. Turning back, he directly mentioned the school flower and fell down heavily. Then one punch knocked him unconscious. On the other side, they also succeeded in saving the babies. Finally, the chemistry teacher developed an antidote to recover them all. The school also keeps these villains in special rooms. I will spend the rest of my life here.